Hey everyone, Tara here, and this is an Emperor Tetra fry at approximately 1 week old. And this is also a terrible macro photo of it, but it's the best one I could get. This little fish I found by removing the spawning media and siphoning and sucked it up into a bucket. You can see here it's pretty much just eyes, organs, and a mouth, and was much, much smaller than my last emperor fry that I found, who was Lucky, who is likely the father of this fish. So I've put together a little bit of a growth slideshow with some video so that you can see how this fish develops, and I really hope you enjoy it. At week 2, you can see this sort of clear ridge above the body, a little bit under the body and near the tail area that are going to become fins. And here's some size perspective. It's probably about just over an 1/8 inch long here. And not much really changes between week 2 and week 3, but at week 4, there are some big changes. You can see now that that dark lateral line is really starting to develop, and all of his fins are fully developed at this point. He's about 1/4 of an inch long, and I can start feeding baby brine shrimp. This is 5 weeks now, and you can see that his body is a lot deeper. So even though he hasn't grown that much more in length, he is definitely growing width-wise and is doing very well. Here we have week 7, and if you look about halfway down his body, there's this little red spot. It looks a little like blood, but he's not injured. I'm not sure what exactly that is. I don't know that much about fish biology. It was worrying me a little bit at first, but I think it's just part of his growing and developing. Here we have week 9, and you can really see that the area of his body above that dark lateral line is turning a nice tan color. So he's still only about 1/4 of an inch, maybe just a tiny bit over. And I thought I had seen another one in here while I was doing a water change on this tank. So I took a lot of stuff out of this tank, and I found it. You can see now there are 2. The smaller one is the one I just caught on top there. And this is 1 week after I caught the second fry, and this is the tank that I had to replace because it was leaking. For the adult fish, I was able to put them into a smaller tank and just move the filter over to that tank while I was setting up the new one, but I wanted to keep the fry separated, and I just put them into like a little uncycled container with an air stone for about 4 hours while I was working on stuff, but they're doing really well, and it's like nothing ever happened. I'm not really sure if it's one from the same batch of eggs as the first one, and it's just smaller because I haven't been target feeding it, or if it is a couple weeks younger. Here we have week 11, and the first one's getting pretty big. I think after maybe another month, I'll feel like it's big enough to safely be in the other tank without getting harassed too much or outcompeted for food. I have forgotten what week we're on now. I will try to figure it out and put it on screen. But you can see the first one is quite a bit bigger than the second one. Still not quite big enough where I feel comfortable putting him into the tank with the other ones, because emperors can be pretty nippy. So I just kind of want to keep him in a net until I feel like he can either escape quick enough or defend himself. But they are both quite a bit bigger than last time, and then the first one has really picked up his growth rate, or her. Now we have week 14, and I did have to separate them into 2 different breeder nets because the larger one was starting to pick on the smaller one a little bit and chase it away at food time. All right, well, I think I am going to release the larger one into the tank. I think he's big enough, or she, I'm not entirely sure yet. But I really don't have a choice. I'm going to need my second breeder net because somewhere in my bucket here is a brand new emperor fry. And there it is right there. Come on. Come on, go in the net. It's time for you to be free. All right. There he is. Good luck, little fishy. And this video was about 3.5 months in the making, but it was one I was really excited to share with you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching as always. Bye.